front, and well, I don't have to do the job because the chairperson's here now.
Mr. Cecil, go ahead, proceed.
I'd like to ask the two ambassadors if they would lead us as we stand. Pledge of allegiance. We'll observe a moment of silence, please.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now I'm going to continue the honors and ask our two ambassadors, Ms. Katie Cox and Ms. Sierra Bickett, if they would introduce themselves a little further and give us a little background.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Cox. I am a junior at Marion County High School. My parents are Brad and Michelle Cox. I'm sure most of you know my dad. So, my future plans in life, I've been set on being a pediatrician for a while, but I've actually expanded my mind into going into cosmetology. So I really love makeup. So, yeah. If you can't tell, I spend most of my money on Amazon with makeup. Hey, don't judge me. My name is Sierra Bickett. I'm a sophomore. My parents are Brad and Tina Bickett and Terry and Crystal Smith. Mainly my career goals is I kind of want to branch out and I want to go to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, and I want to major in veterinary science. And I want to specialize in exotic veterinary medicine.
Thank you. We're pleased to have you, Ambassador. Listening to you two, it sounds like the community is in good hands. Anyone like to ask any questions of the ambassadors?
Want to tell us anything exciting going on at the high school?
Right now, GSP is a really big thing.
Tell them what GSP is. Not everybody.
Governor's Scholar Program. It is a really extensive application process, but the effects of it are really rewarding. There's an essay part, and then I have to fill out about all my honors and awards and my service. So I've been trying to get everything put together with that. It's really fun. It's nice trying to get out in the community and seeing who actually knows me the best and seeing what I've done over my high school career so far. And I couldn't be more pleased with myself and my involvement in the community and my involvement in school and what all I've been doing throughout my entire high school career. And then APES, I have an agenda. If you want to pass that out, please. APES is the American Private Enterprise System, and I attended that today, and then I have to go back again tomorrow. What the APES program is we have people from our community like Mr. Reed over here, Melissa Knight, she came, and a bunch of other people. They came to talk about the economy and what role government has in the economy and just different kinds of economies and what happens like with inflation and stuff like that. And it was really neat. It was really interesting. We got to know about how our government, how they're working on getting more jobs than there are people. That way the job economy is stretched out and it's tightened. That way people earn more money for what they're working for. So that was really interesting. It was nice to know. It's very informational, and I'm very excited to go again tomorrow. We actually get to tour the cute little shop and get to know her story as an entrepreneur. And Mr. Reed, where's the other place that we're going? R.L. Schreiber?
Going to R.L. Schreiber, the Spice Factory on right there. And I'd just like to add, I love to get to spend a little bit of time this afternoon with the juniors. 25 juniors there, and I don't know, kids must be different than they were when I was in school because they were all polite, they were attentive, at least they acted like they were interested in what we had to say. I was very, very honored to be asked to come and appreciate the opportunity.
And I would like to add that the ACE program, it was the top 25 students, or the top 25 juniors at Marion County High School. So it was really nice to know that I have worked that hard to achieve to be one of the top 25 juniors. So I'm proud of my school and that we're furthering our education and we're helping our students get to know about the community and what all's going on and how the economy works and how our government works. So I would just like to add that. Well, on the sophomore point of view, not much really going on. But the Chromebooks, we are really advancing in technology. And I mean, the Chromebooks, I love them. They've really benefited at our school a lot. And, you know, teachers and students, we have to work as one to figure this out. But I love the Chromebooks. So also another thing is that we are really advancing in literacy too, to really bump up our math scores and our test scores in general. So like even in science and, you know, most classes where you don't write a lot, we are focusing on literacy, so it's awesome.
I didn't pay them for that.
Yeah, I love the Chromebooks, and I love like when I'm out for school for things like APES and going on field trips. Like for student ambassadors, we're going to WKU to meet the Spirit Master. Is that what it is? And we're going to tour the campus and see what all's going on. That way, if we want to go to WKU, we can. We have a little bit more information about that. But if I miss a day, my teachers post what we done during class on the Chromebooks, on the classrooms, and I'm able to go there and get my assignments and do that. So it's really beneficial for me, for people who miss a lot, but you shouldn't miss a lot, but you know, people do.
On a serious note, it is good to know that our community is in such good hands. A couple of years ago, when I was in high school, I don't know if I would have been able to stand in front of an audience and speak as eloquently as either of these two young ladies have done. So it's comforting to know that things being done in our schools that will enable our students to go out and compete the day they walk across that stage to get their diploma. I commend the staff, I commend the superintendent, and all others involved with getting these ladies where they are now and continuing their level of education so that we will be able to compete in the not too distant future.
Okay, next item up is superintendent's report.
Thank you very much. Those young ladies definitely gave some support to my superintendent's report. That may take a little bit of time off for y'all. Again, always talking about leadership is first and foremost. And obviously, like Mr. Evans said, we definitely have some young leaders in our community. Continuing our 2 book studies, A Leader's Guide to 21st Century Education in High Poverty Schools, making sure they're high performing. Excellent teaching and powerful learning. I have to start out by saying that obviously there's a lot of that going on because Marion County High School is a distinguished progressing school district. Calvary Elementary is distinguished. Glasscock is proficient progressing. Lebanon Elementary is proficient progressing. West Marion is distinguished progressing, a school of distinction. Lebanon Middle School is making improvements. St. Charles Middle School is distinguished progressing, school of distinction. And Marion County High School is proficient. And like Mr. Evans said, I'd like to take this time to thank everyone. I know we have some parents in the audience and community members and staff and our students as well. And just, I think we should give everyone a big round of applause. Also like to talk just a little bit about our October the 10th district-wide professional development day. I was very pleased with the fact that from preschool through 5th grade, we had training that came in that talked about guided reading and close reading, and lots of folks were involved in that. Our middle school, we had a literacy plan across the curriculum training, and our Central Kentucky Co-op folks led that. Our high school, and I had a privilege of actually being a part of that, we actually had 3 sessions. We had a portrait of a graduate, and the University of Louisville led that session, along with the grant that we're working on project-based learning. Understanding poverty. I'm working on my second career as a bus tour guide. We broke the groups up into 3 parts, and we actually toured the eastern end of the county. We started here at the high school, we made the loop, and we talked about everything where different children live, to how narrow the roads are, to snow days and non-traditional days, but just a tour of this end of the county. And so it was a very nice tour, and we even just talked about things like how long does a child ride on the bus in the morning to get to school. So, and then last but not least, and you heard these young ladies talk about the fact that the high school was talking about literacy. So our literacy is reading and writing and speaking. And there's one thing that we can do for all children, especially children that live in poverty, and that is reading. So very pleased to hear that there is immediate effects of what we did on Monday during our professional development. And that is what it's all about, and that just like really makes me excited if nothing else happens today. So Guaranteed Bible curriculum, what I want to talk about is the fact that our professional development sessions are grade bands. And we talked a lot about the fact that we are a school system, not a system of schools. And so our professional development is not isolated. It's not about a school. It's about all preschool, all first grade, all 6th grade. And I just think that makes the biggest difference in the world when we're talking about making sure that all means all. Our professional learning communities, the Kentucky Department of Education was in this week, meeting with our group of folks, and by the time they left, they've actually asked us to share with some folks about some of the things that we're doing, especially in regards to being a school system, not a system of schools, what we've been talking about already. We actually have a project that we're working with on mathematics. It's at no cost. Again, it's about professional development that's embedded, and it's all about coaching. We have partners with the University of Louisville and Campbellsville University, so we're very pleased with that as well. Again, that's no cost professional development. Marion County Public Schools has been selected for a common 4 C's, and when we talk about our 4 C's, we're talking about communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. All 4th grade students and all students in the 7th grade as well will be participating in the project, along with 37 other school districts. We've also started our learning walks this year, and it's more of a 360-degree approach. Our first project was at St. Charles Middle School, and it was, I hope Miss Mann will smile and say it was very helpful. Obviously, you're looking at a school that has made a lot of progress. So when you go there, it's how can you take a school that's at the top and make it even better. So we're working on providing supports and individual coaching about what the vision is going to be for St. Charles Middle School. And we had lots of charts and graphs, a lot of data to back up with that. St. Charles is doing a great job in all kinds of areas, from the appearance of the building, to the bulletin boards, to the support staff, to what's going on in the classroom. So very, very positive. And I do believe that those learning walks have been instrumental in the progress that we've made. And just want to point out something else too. Scott Spalding tags along with us at all those, and we actually do facility walks. So we also look at our facilities to see if there's things that's going on. Tim Lyons also brought along his support staff, and we did an attendance audit as well. An audit's probably a harsh word, but we just want to review to see what it is that our office can do to help make sure that we continue to make big dreams happen. Professional growth plan meetings and evaluations, we're just looking at that all over the district. That's all about staff growing and look at student growth goals. That's happening the month of October. Obviously, what we all get really excited about as well is high expectations and our 6 big dreams. Wanted to a big shout out for our Born Learning. If you'll remember the grant that we received, and that's about parent meetings. and Miss Spalding and Miss Willis are both here. And Amy Newton from over at Glasscock was actually part of that. And I want everybody to look at this number. We had 146 adults and children in attendance to talk about training, what it takes from birth to 5 years old. You know, that's what it's all about. We had the Dream Bus there, so we had the kids on the Dream Bus. So we were just it was very positive, and parents said, we will be back. And so very pleased about that. We're getting our kids registered from that birth to 4 years old. We're doing online, social media, and I want you to notice, we have more than tripled the number of children registered. And last week we sent over 400 newsletters out. And so we're just really making sure that, you know, for maybe the children that were not, they weren't born at Springview Hospital, you know, how do you reach those? Because they're actually in our community. Very pleased about that. We gave away tons of books at Ham Days. I hope you had an opportunity to see that. We targeted in on Halloween, and we had age-appropriate books for all types of people. And one lady said, so you don't want a donation? And we said, no, all we're asking you is to read to your child 20 minutes a day. And so we were really pleased with that. Continuing to look at our preschool numbers, and if you'll notice how we're looking at all preschool, because universal preschool means universal to Marion County. The grant that we talked about applying for, I just want to publicly announce that Marion County Public Schools, along with all of our partners, were selected. That's $122,000 that we can use to help with that social aspect. And if you think about that, a child, when we say kindergarten ready, that doesn't always mean that we're talking about just knowing your numbers and your letters. It's as much about going through the lunch line to pick up your tray, how to interact with your partner. You know, communication and collaboration start immediately. And so we've identified that those social behaviors are something that we're going to work on. So our first planning session is next week. So congratulations, and I look forward to seeing those. 2-hour professional development we're also working on with our preschool about connecting the dots, and again, another way to work on strong social and communication skills. The next big dream is one-to-one technology, and you heard the young ladies say, and I did not prompt them to say that, but you heard them say that they're definitely using the Chromebooks and they like those. And if any of you have had an opportunity to see the Shield, the newspaper from the high school, if you'll see, one of the things on there is Going Chrome, and so it's the front page of the high school's newspaper talking about how much the kids enjoy the Chromebooks. That's not on my superintendent's report, but I just felt like that was something that we wanted to share. Again, that's something they're enjoying, and I think I have one for the board members if you all would like to see, or anyone else. But the additional item that I'd like for folks to know is that we have purchased an additional 405 Chromebooks for 2016-17, making a total of 2,000 Chromebooks for our district. And think about that. We have 3,300 students in our district. We have 2,000 Chromebooks. So talking about using technology in 21st century learning, I think I read in this article, one of the things they talked about is technology is not going away, and how are we using it. So I'm very pleased that we're putting those in kids' hands. Market, connect, and communicate. Of course, I hope you saw the Dream Bus at Ham Days and saw it in the parade, and we had our student ambassadors that were a big part of that. We gave away balloons and books, and our administrators were there. We have been asked to participate in the Loretto Christmas Parade. They want us to bring the Dream Bus, and I said, absolutely, we'll bring the Dream Bus. You can't help but smile when you see the bus. So, another great activity that we are going to start is we are going to do family literacy and migrant at the Brookhaven Trailer Park. And we are going to work on teaching English as a second language. So we're going to have family literacy doing English as a second language for adults, and then we're going to have the Dream Bus there to take care of our children. Fantastic way to use the bus again. Fantastic way to use our support staff. What a fantastic way to reach out to parents, because we're going to their neighborhood and not always asking them to come to our neighborhood. So, but then when we do, we build a relationship with them. And that's why that big dream is so important, is to connect with families. Next Generation Marion County, we already have our Young Leaders Conference planned for August the 18th. You heard our student ambassadors talk about visiting WKU Spirit Masters. I have no doubt that we're going to have some student ambassadors that end up someday being at WKU as a Spirit Master. I have no doubt that that's going to really be a big life changer. And then again, the American Private Enterprise Program that they talked about as well. So we started that participation today. Graduating all students college and career ready, Mr. Evans pointed out, we want to make sure that our kids, when they graduate, can compete. And all of these things lead to that. So you can't leave anything out, but working with the memorandum of agreement to make sure that we can ensure that we've got a good principal at the Area Technology Center so that we are attracting business and industry and also retaining business and industry, because they want folks that are going to leave that Area Technology Center ready for a career. Our local board that we're also going to have through the Area Technology Center. We have a post-secondary advisory group that are working on addressing life readiness. I Got In initiative at Marion County High School. When students apply to college and they get in, we are now giving them a t-shirt that says, I got in. Now, you know my thought on that. People will do a whole lot for a t-shirt, and we like to give out those t-shirts, but just think about that. A child applies, and that can be anything from diesel mechanic to a community college, but just applying and just rewarding them and taking their picture with that t-shirt. So we feel like that's another positive thing to say to the kids. So very excited about that. We had a great night this week. The financial aid program, the FAFSA program, was held this week at Marion County High School. Several parents and students came. That's, you know, kids are going to have an opportunity to receive funding to help them go to school. And we're going to have another one of those nights in November. So very pleased with the progress we're making on, again, connecting, but helping kids graduate college and career ready. If anybody has time, we have Manufacturing Day next Friday at Marion County High School. We're bringing manufacturers in. We're talking to our kids about what it means to go to work for them, what skills they need. We've got a lot of community members coming in for that. I've been invited to attend a dual credit session at BCTC at the Danville office. They want to talk to us about more dual credit options for our kids. We have 62 students this year taking dual credit courses, and we have 111 students registered for next semester. That's pretty darn good. And if anybody has looked at the cost of sending a child to college, you know that the more classes that they can take with them, the better. And it also helps prepare them to know what college life is going to be like. And we have made some progress with our senior class. 42% of our senior class is college and career ready. And our Mr. Harmon told me that we also have 100 students signed up for the ACT at Marion County High School next weekend. So another opportunity for them to get college and career ready. Last but not least is communication, and another opportunity that is unique. We're going to have a Holocaust survivor, Fred Gross. He is going to visit all of our 8th graders this month on October the 19th. We feel like that's a unique experience. Not every child has an opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. to see that museum, but isn't it awesome that we can actually have that opportunity here for our students? And that does tie in directly to the book that our students are reading at the middle school level as well. So when we talk about literacy, that's a real life, basically, field trip that goes along with what they're studying. We've been asked to host the Migrant Directors Meeting on November the 17th. They want to see what Marion County's all about. Leadership Lebanon will be in the district on November the 18th. We are also, we had an opportunity to present at the Ed Leader National Conference, and I actually had that opportunity, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous because I was presenting with 2 groups of folks from New York City and 1 from Indianapolis. I was just wondering if they could understand me, or I could. I'll just put that out there. But I think all in all, the feedback was very positive, and they asked At the end, I received the last question, and the one thing I told them is that it shouldn't be about the size of your district, about the goals you have. And just because you are in a rural, small community, you can still ensure your kids are going to be ready for that 21st century learning. And you just have to start. And even though we may all be in different places, don't let that hold you back. So I thought it was a very positive experience. Our adult education continues to be ranked in the top 10% of all of our programs. We've completed 45 of 174 days. We have 129 remaining, and only 10 weeks until Christmas break. So, anybody have any questions?
Comments?
Okay,
Okay, thank you so much.
you're very welcome.